Hey guys, Robberation here, and I've been thinking about rechargeable batteries lately. See, I have this one right here, made by D8 or Date, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, I'll link in the description below. But this one is 5,000 milliamp hours, and it's nice. It has a built-in micro USB cable, but the problem is those 5,000 milliamp hours only really allow you to charge maybe one phone from 0 to 100%, or maybe two if you're really lucky, but that's really all you get out of this is like one charge, maybe two charges, and then it's dead, which is fine for, emergency usage, but I wanted something with a little more kick. I also have here this that I use to charge my laptops. This is actually around only a little bit more than the smaller one, but it's meant to charge a laptop up when you're on the go. The problem is this is not exactly my definition of easily portable. Although you can put this in your backpack, it does take up a substantial amount of room. It's almost the size of a tablet itself. So what I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing today is the Anker PowerCore with 20,100 milliamp hours. Anker says this should be able to charge an iPhone 7 up to 7 times and an iPad mini up to 2.5 times. So you're supposed to be able to get about a week of charges for your phone out of this one battery on a single charge. We're going to see how well it does, what it says it does, how portable it is, and how much value you're getting for the cost, which is around $40. It has 2 USB ports, so you can charge 2 devices at once, though it should be noted that you cannot, per Anker, charge devices while the battery itself is charging, just to get that out of the way. But let's actually open up the box and see what we've got. So one of the things that's supposed to be special about this power bank is that you're able to actually pull the full amperage out of both ports at the same time. So if you're charging an iPhone and a tablet, or two different devices out of both ports, you're able to get the full charging power and speed out of both of those ports instead of a lower amperage out of the second port. So you're able to get full fastest charge time for both of the devices you're charging, which separates this dual USB power bank from some of the other ones on the market. So on top, obviously, we have the actual battery bank. It's fairly hefty, but it's not too heavy, and it's a nice size, so it's a little bigger than, I'd say, your palm, and then you have your little welcome information, warranty information, etc. And then there should be a little bit in terms of accessories in the box, but not too much, just a little bit in this extra box at the bottom, where we should probably have a cable, and I believe this one is supposed to come with a little travel case. But before we get into the accessories, let's just take this battery out of the protective plastic and just get a look of it so that we can better understand what the design is and what we're getting here. So it's not too fingerprint sensitive because it's matte black, so it's not a glossy plastic finish, which is better for devices you're going to be handling a lot with your hands. You have the Anker logo, obviously. Now these are the 2 IQ ports, so these are supposed to do fast charging, so you're able to get the full power out of both ports, and then obviously you have your input port there for micro USB to charge the actual unit itself up once you have drained its battery. I think this ships with a little bit of charge in it. It looks like there's a button on the side there. If you press that button, it should give you a readout of the current power in the unit. So we should be able to see how much power is currently in the system by pushing that button. Yeah, so it's about 50% charged, and it does pick up fingerprints a little bit, but they seem to come off after maybe a few seconds setting it down. In the accessories box, we have our little travel pouch, so you can slide this in here. I guess it acts as a little bit of a cushion, but I wouldn't trust this to offer too much protection. It's mainly more just an easier way to carry it with the little loop on there on the end, so you can tighten that and maybe stick that in your backpack attached to something like a key ring or something like that inside your backpack. That might be a good way to carry it. It's just a little extra cushioning, but I wouldn't say that this offers a lot in terms of protection, so I wouldn't be, slamming this down or throwing it into a bag like really heavily or anything like that, because it's not what it's designed for. And also in the box, I believe there is a little charge cable. Yes, so we have a USB to micro USB to actually charge this thing up. It is worth noting that Anker says that if you want to get the fastest charge time on this unit, which apparently appears to be around 10 hours to get this thing to a full charge from empty, you're going to want to use a high power brick, so something like a tablet charger that charges at a higher amperage. If you use a phone charger, it's going to take potentially twice as long, if not longer, to get this unit charged up. And you can also use this cable to charge up devices that accept micro USB. So any of your Android devices, you could use this cable to charge those up as long as it's not too far away. It's not the longest cable in the world, but it should get the job done. So I was actually able to get this iPad mini charged up from 50% to 100% with this power brick. I was also able to charge up my iPhone from around 50% power, and I was able to charge up a pair of wireless earbuds all the way from 0, and still the unit has not 100% battery, but it's not at 75% yet, so it's somewhere between 75 and 100%. I'm guessing it's maybe mid-80s right now, but all 4 lights are still on. So after charging up an iPad mini, which this unit is only supposed to be able to charge an iPad mini 4 up to 2.5 times, so I have an original iPad mini, and it was able to charge it up from 50% to 100% without losing a single light. So I'm not sure, the newer devices probably consume more power, but you're able to get quite a bit out of this before it starts to drain. And while this certainly isn't the smallest charging battery bank in the world, that's not really what it's intended to be, but considering the amount of power you're getting in this thing next to the laptop battery that I have, which is actually much larger, but a smaller capacity, it's really impressive how much you're able to get in this thing. So it's compared to, an iPhone or something like that, or one of these other smaller power banks, it's not exactly slide in your pocket small, but it's certainly enough to just toss in your backpack without a second thought, because it's only a little bit bigger than the size of some of today's larger smartphones. If you have something like a Pixel XL or an iPhone 8 Plus or one of those bigger phones, this isn't that much larger. I have an iPhone SE here, so it does look quite a bit larger, but it's not that big compared to some of the phones, so it is rather heavy, though, I would say, compared to some of my smaller battery banks, and it's definitely heavier than the phone, so that weight is a little bit of a difference, but I wouldn't hesitate to throw this in my backpack, because it's definitely powerful enough not only for everyday use, but it's technically capable of charging up the average smartphone 7 days in a row. So if you're looking for a new battery bank, something that you can throw in your bag, that can charge multiple devices at once, and that has a considerable battery power of 20,100 milliamp hours, enough to charge practically anything multiple times, and if you're looking for something from a reliable brand such as Anker that allows for full power dual charging at over 2 amps per port at the same time, then you can't really go wrong with getting the Anker PowerCore 20,100 milliamp hour model. I'll link this in the description below. If you have any questions about this, or you'd like me to talk about the other 2 battery banks I have here, which are actually great for their purposes, then let me know down in the comments below, and I'll make a video about those as well. Otherwise, that does it for this video, so don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, so that you can help other people find out about the Anker PowerCore. And don't forget to subscribe so that you are the first to know when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.